Hello, everyone, and welcome back tonight. Or today, we are looking at the Cobra Night Landing. Okay, so this was first released in the United States in 1985, sold in 1986, and unfortunately discontinued in 1987. So it's another one of our small vehicles that we have here. Uh, we have a nice front view here on yojo.com. And a rear view with the motor and that with the nice Cobra logo on there. And then, of course, side view. Um, 878. I almost want to say I think I've seen that number a couple other times here. Um, I want to say I think it's also the same number that we get on the his tank. So I don't know exactly. There's a story here. I just don't know what it is offhand. Um, and of course, we do have the oars on here, so that way they can hopefully get in, turn the motor off, kind of get in all nice and quiet. And it does look like we have some sort of machine gun on the front. Um, and it comes with a shovel, a radio, and a knife as well. So a nice little vessel in that for us to have some imaginary play when we were kids. Um, and of course, part that the parents like is it's fairly inexpensive. And of course, we have Firefly in here, kind of operating it. So um, let's see here. Just kind of going through. All right. So, easily broken or lost pieces. The Night Landing has a number of loose pieces. These pieces, the knife, the shovel, the radio, the machine gun, are easily lost, with the knife being the hardest part to find. In addition to these loose pieces, the front cannon, the oars, and the handle for the motor are easily lost or commonly missing. Um, the Night Landing was featured in several of various media of G.I. Joe throughout the years, including trading cards, comic books, cartoons, and commercials. We do have an action card here. So the raft with an with an outboard motor, oars, and weapons for an attack in the murky swamps. The auto-inflate nylon polyskin bullet-resistant boat, um, bulletproof composite engine shroud, 42 horsepower fuel-injected outboard motor, carbon fiber oars, two-way communication radio. So, you know, packed full of all the fun and excitement that you would expect to have for G.I. Joe. We do have the Cobra Night Landing and a Navy SEAL mission in 1997. Argentina had a slightly different box art on it. Of course, now it's going to be in Spanish. Okay, so we have the Night Landing, the SEAL Raft, which is just black. Same thing, just all in black. The NLC. So this is a whole different version of it. And I want to say, I think I remember picking that up once. And this is a Joe vehicle at that point. Then it's another all black raft, and then back to our nice purplish blue, however you want to really determine what color you want to call that. And this was going for $2.77 way back in 1985. So another wonderful small craft, easy for parents or grandparents to be able to pick up for their little Johnny or Sue or whoever was playing with these. It's the small things that really kept the kids going. It didn't have to be the big sets, although they were always very nice when you got a big set. But you just having the small things for our Joes and Cobras to use were always wonderful. So looking at it for what we have here, I kept this at a speeder scale. Not saying it has to be at speeder scale, but I figured speeder scale would be kind of appropriate. It has a crew of one. I figured it should have enough room for passengers of one. Cargo capacity is 45 kilograms. I just kind of threw that out there. I gave it a 1/4 cover. You're kind of out in the open, but I gave you a little bit of cover on this. It is surface altitude, maneuverability 2D. I don't know if that's really warranted for that or not. I kind of gave it just because 2D is typically my base. I don't know. I mean, it could be argued either way. Uh, move. It's one of the file cards did say it was supposed to go about 32 knots, so it equates roughly to about 37 miles an hour or 60 kilometers per hour. I gave it a body strength of only 1D plus 1. I figured, yeah, it's speeder scale. Someone really starts shooting at it, it's going to eventually get punctured through. It's not going to be the most heavily duty, but it is going to be able to withstand a little bit of damage here. Um, that was my kind of thought process on this. So I did give it a light auto blaster, front arc, personnel scale, fire control of 1D. Um, I figured it's going to be rudimentary. I don't know. Really, it's going to base more off of your personal skill. And I gave it a damage of 3D. Um, I don't know if it's really worth bumping that up or not. I think most of our weapons are going to do between 3 and 5, maybe a 60 for a real heavy weapon at personal scale. I figure this is just going to be a lightweight, whatever machine gun, meant that it could easily be lost. No one's going to worry about it. Um, that's just kind of my thought process here. So, um, it's not to say it couldn't be jumped up. Um, I don't know. I figure 3D seems a little on the low side, but you know, if you're making it just saying, "Hey, look, it's just out there as an extra weapon for you," uh, having a 3D weapon or a weapon that's doing 3D in damage is always a bonus, especially if you just run out of ammo on your standard weapon. Going from there, so that's part of my thought process on this one, right or wrong. Um, you can always throw in your own thoughts and let me know, and maybe we'll change this. But it's another one of those. We don't really see a lot of this in the GI Joe cartoon. Not saying that it was left out entirely, but I'm sure it was probably in the comic book somewhere, and it is a very fitting small vehicle for GI Joe as far as that goes. So, with that, hope you enjoyed the series. It's always fun bringing this to you every day. We'll see you in the next video.